This year, the second big day of our 47th annual reunion. For those who may be a little interested, the first 2 years here, my family put up the sound and equipment and announced, and then the money wasn't right, and then 18 years ago I started again. So this is our 20th year and my 18th. First up, we have a half scale of a Port Huron steam engine. It's based on a 1965 horsepower. It is built by a gentleman named John Narwhal from New Haven, Indiana. The water wagon he built also, and the farm wagon back there at the back is adapted by his grandson, who's walking on the other side, John Zach Narwhal, who is technically in charge. These wheels on the back one are Model T Ford. All right, you got a whistle. Any more? Any more? Any more? That's called a wildcat. Hey, give him a big hand. Thanks for bringing it through, John. And they're going to turn left right there. There you go. Next up, this is a contraption, isn't it? This is a steam buggy owned by a gentleman up there, Mr. Robert Yelm from Lombard, Illinois. He's been here several years. Now, his upright boiler came from an 1800s hoisting engine. The engine itself is a star drilling machine. It's got a Wisconsin clutch on it, a combined gearbox, and the underside is a 1947 International truck frame with the original rear end. How about that? Hey, John, Robert, you got a whistle. Any more? That was enough. I think you made her wet her pants back here, I'll tell you. All right, 1959, John Deere 530, Jim Castleman from Monroeville, pulling a John Deere 44 plow. It's got two 14 inches on it, and I need a runner here. Thank you. You got a whistle? No. You're supposed to get this back, but oh, okay. I don't see a runner. All right, followed by a 1954 John Deere 60, also owned by Jim Castleman. It's owned for 20 years. It says right on here, driver if different from the owner. He didn't fill it out. Oh, okay. Thanks. Number 5. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Tony, we need runners. I need a runner. Next up, a 1967 John Deere. These are our feature tractors. That's a 1020 owned by Kyle Wagner of New Haven, Indiana. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming. Next up, a 1947 John Deere M. Dominic Wagner, New Haven, Indiana. Thank you. Appreciate it, Dominic. 1957 John Deere 520, Richard 6, New Haven, Indiana. Thank you. Hang on. Next up, a 1950 John Deere A, Fowler Van Horn, New Haven. It has a Yakima hand plow. And we call this work clothes. Never been polished up, painted, or whatever. And I do want to tell you, the John Deere A's, they were produced, the first ones were produced in 1934. So this is the 90th anniversary of the John Deere A and B. And I appreciate it. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. Next up, John Deere, 1946 John Deere LA, owned by Alex Heine. Fort Wayne, Indiana. We appreciate it. Thanks for bringing it. He's one of our directors. Hard-working directors. Thank you, Alex. All right. Now, this is the Mullins Express train. We appreciate them being here. It's a John Deere underneath that. The train cover here, and all the cars were made by James Mullen Sr. And that's James Mullen Jr. up there, but he goes by Chemo because he was born in Hawaii. And this is his wife back here, Cindy. She's the conductor, and we appreciate them being here, and they're doing a great job. Thank you. 1947, John Deere A, owned by Barney Roy of New Haven, Fort Wayne, excuse me, and his dad bought that brand new in 1947. How about that? Next up, we have a Ford Model 960, driven by Chris Herman there. Thank you. All right. Seen the directions, can't fill them out. I can't read it. It's a case, BAC, and that's Kevin Minnick up there. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. He's our head breaker man. Next up, we have a Farmall Cub, 1948. Gus Wiss or White? Wiss from Woodburn, Indiana, and we appreciate it. Thank you. All right, 1947 Silver King, Model 47, Steve Roll, Monroeville, Indiana. This tractor was bought brand new from the factory by Steve's grandfather, and he's calling his granddaughters, Gwen and Mabel Thomas, and that's not a granddaughter. Next up, a Farmall. No. You didn't fill one out either, did you? You didn't fill one out. 53, Farmall M, Jerry Minnick up there. Thank you. Next up, a 1951 Farmall Super C, Carter Herschel from New Haven, Indiana. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Next is a 1947 Farmall BN, and as a general rule, the N means narrow, so it's narrow front. Willow Herschel, narrow rear end. Sorry, I got that backwards. New Haven, Indiana, and that's the offset. 1941 Farmall BN, Butch Bauer, Defiance, Ohio. Get right back to it. Yeah, now those of you just went through, those papers bring them back tomorrow. And those of you who didn't have any, shame, and get a paper. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, I didn't count. Somebody will tell me how many was in it. Appreciate it. Butch does the cook. He's the head cook for the sweet corn and does a tremendous job. And we're hoping he has to cook all of 1,200 that we have. 100 dozen. All right, 1949 McCormick Deering W4. Again driven by, hey, you went through once already. Chris Herman of Ossian, Indiana. Ossian. He didn't fill it out. He didn't fill it out. Hey, that's the end of the parade. Thank you. Hope you like that. It's better than having no parade at all. We do appreciate it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.